Hey guys, welcome back to GYMFORMATION. My name is Chris.
And I'm Mike.
And we are here today to talk about how to earn the right to lift.
Yes, sir.
So how did this topic come about?
About a year ago, I attended a summit where our VP of fitness talked, and he was talking about, how we integrate people into our system at Sport and Health, how it's important that they get their smart start, that they get their gym career kicked off in the right way. And one of the things that we do is that we do a movement analysis. So they get a movement screening, and based on that movement screening, we'll go through their corrective exercises, and we'll see if they've earned the right to lift. Mm-hmm. So not everybody comes in and they start at the same point. There are people that are going to be more advanced than others. You have novice people that haven't been to a gym before.
Yep.
You have your advanced people, but they still need to go through that same screening also to see what corrective exercise they need to help them out, and it can lead to a PR right away. So
yeah, definitely, just by the way you move.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, before we get any further, we just want to give a shout out to Skyline Sport and Health and Sport Health in general. Shout out to Mitch for giving us the topic.
Yeah.
Really.
Yes.
And then also our new meal provider, Power Supply. If you haven't checked them out yet, they're pretty tasty. I just got my first bit of meals this week, and I'm already pleased with it. There's a wide variety of different type of meals. You can go online for the menu and check and see what they have available weekly. I believe the menu does change weekly or monthly. I'm not sure, but you can check them out. We are going to be a spot for delivery, so you can either get delivered directly to you or delivered here, which I think it's the end of November.
Early December and November.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So we'll keep you guys updated. Yeah. We'll also provide you guys with the promo code that I think gives you $25 off your first one, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So keep up to date on that and keep posted on it. So going back to how to earn the right to lift. So I don't care how well you perform. If you're moving poorly, it doesn't count in my opinion.
No.
Right? And that's what we're going for. So when you're thinking about this whole topic, we're not trying to talk about how much load you can do. It's how well you can move. So we're not talking about kind of the gym bro mentality where it's like, okay, well, you can't lift 315 pounds in this back squat.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing it, man.
Yeah.
No, it's if you can't squat safely or without certain types of pain, like hip impingements, lower back, upper back, or can't maintain certain positions that make that lift more optimal for you, then you shouldn't be doing it, and you should step back, look at your steps that you got or that you did going into that lift, and maybe reassess yourself, right?
Yes. So don't be afraid to regress. And Chris hit home on our two main topics that we hit on every week: proprioception versus nociception. So, am I aware of my limbs in space? Mm-hmm. Is there pain involved with the move, which is causing me to compromise how I squat, how I do a push-up, how I do a pull-up? So, approaching that with that mindset of, is it pain, or am I not able to fire those muscles yet?
Yeah.
So going through the corrective exercises and the exercises that are geared towards the neuromuscular activation can help you out with that move.
Mm-hmm. And we're always drawing back to that too, the nociception, proprioception deal, because motor control is really the broad topic of what we've been trying to touch with the last couple of weeks. So we had the planks, which was a way to help with that sensory deal, and then also the warm-ups, which was just a sequence in how to build that and get it better and better. So now we're at the point where you've gone through the warm-ups and everything, you've done the planks, but how do we get to that point before that? So as Mike was mentioning before, we go through fitness assessments with all our initial consults, smart starts, or anybody really that is really interested in working with either of us or any trainer here. So it's really important to do that, whether it's an overhead squat test, a toe reach, T-spine rotation,
active leg.
Functional movement screen. Any of those different screens can give you a perfect insight to what's going on with your body. Yeah. So it's very important to meet up with a trainer, work with them for 20, 30 minutes, and just see what exactly is going on with your body. Yeah. So once we get that all taken care of, then we go into loading. So what are the type of loads that we would generally suggest? So if you had an athlete,
I would start out with some type of unilateral load where they use like dumbbells instead of the barbell right away. Because as you know, like we're going to have imbalances that are naturally built into our body just on basic everyday movements.
Right.
Like you reach for the door and open a door with the same hand.
Yeah.
You stand up with the same leg every time that you stand up. So there's going to be those movement patterns that are already built in.
Right. Exactly. So by doing those dominant movement patterns, you're creating asymmetries potentially within your body, whether it's an upper limb, lower limb, or both of them work
Vice
at the
versa,
same
yep.
time, because we're always talking about a sling effect that occurs in our body too. So if my right shoulder's having an issue, my left hip is generally going to have something going on with it as well. So just the way our body works, it's a lot smarter than what we give credit for it, for sure. So once we do some unilateral loading, and as Mike was saying, we can either do it with dumbbells, kettlebells, bands. In the beginning, what I like to utilize a lot of are iso holds or isolation holds in different positions, just to really challenge it. You get someone in a split lunge and just tell them to hold out with an anti-rotation punch.
Ton of stability.
Ton of stability. Ton of challenging on the balance.
Yep.
I mean, single leg holds, any of those variations would do very well, I think, with that.
Yeah, and those will definitely immediately transfer to once you get under, you're able to get under a barbell, your squat max is going to go up. You're going to be more stable.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. For the longest time ever, I was stuck at about 275 for one rep on back squats, and now I'm squatting about 320 pretty safely every week. So my program calls for a heavy squat every week in that, and it's felt a lot better than I've ever had before. And it's really primarily because of the unilateral work that I put in, whether it's in my warm-ups. Correct is I have a very strict warm-up that I use for my back squats, which in my world is so important. And I know that I feel the difference when I don't do that warm-up appropriately or take the time to do it. It only takes me 10-15 minutes, but I've earned the right to lift within that 10-15 minutes.
Exactly.
So that's the key.
Yep.
If I didn't do that warm-up, then I'm probably going to readjust it in some way. If I'm not feeling that day, I might just readjust it. It doesn't mean I necessarily don't do anything. I just pick the right thing for my body.
There you go.
Exactly. So why do you think so many people do this to themselves? Coming in and just lift it, like not just lifting poorly just because of lack of cues or anything, but why do you think so many people come in and immediately jump to the barbell?
Okay, because they see, it's what they see every day. So I go in and my friend John said he can bench 225. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into that bench and I'm going to try to do it. Or I saw this creative move that somebody had did on Instagram, and now I want to try to mimic that. I want to try to do that exotic move that, is probably progressed further than I'm able to do right now.
Yeah, I think that's a good point there too. We get so caught up in social media, Instagram, and so many athletes doing these remarkable things, and coaches posting up really informative videos and stuff for movements that have progressed or regressed. But I don't, even with the little bit of information that you receive from that video in the Instagram post or wherever you see it, it doesn't really tie into what you're doing. And I think that's where you need it. And it does throw variety, and I'm all about having variety in people's workouts. I mean, variation is key in order to keep you consistent, especially if you have a really hard time focusing. But there are other ways to do it, and ways to do it that will also benefit your body more appropriately. So that, again, that 20-30 minutes you spend probably with the trainer is going to make the world of difference, because we're going to give you those 3 or 4, and it may only take 3 or 4 different movements to better one thing that you're working towards.
Exactly.
You may not need to do this super complicated movement that requires 2 bands and a dumbbell at the same time. You know what I mean? Simplify it. We're really just getting to the point of just simplifying your workouts and narrowing them down to your specific needs.
And also being safe. So that's the key, is that we want to prevent injuries. If you have bad movement patterns and you continue to load that bad movement patterns, eventually something bad's going to happen, whether you're that novice athlete or you're that professional athlete. Because if you look at the studies today, how many people get hurt from non-contact injuries? They tear their ACL.
It's like high 70% non-contact ACL tears.
Nobody touched you and you tore your ACL?
Yeah, right. And that is due to completely poor movement. And that's coming from professional athletes. I mean, this has been an ongoing battle, I feel, even throughout the years too. It's not just something new. This is, I think, more recently we've finally figured out a way to correct it. And I think more information is out there about it, but I think that we can do better with it, and that's what we're really trying to do here.
Yeah, people are getting more safe too.
Exactly. And then you perform better, and then you just have more fun. Then you're hitting PRs all day, and your buddy's looking at you like, bro, I'm still at 225 on the bench or squat. Well, how can I do that better? Oh, well, I just took 2 weeks to work on unilateral work or however long, and here I am now. So the worth is there, for sure. For sure. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be providing you guys a video of a rope pull test. And the reason why we chose to do this this week is because it does help you. It's kind of like a fitness assessment. We don't generally use this as a fitness assessment. It's more of a performance assessment, in my opinion. But it is a extended rope pull. That's probably about, how long was the start? Like 25 feet?
30, maybe 30 yards.
30,
That's pretty
yeah.
long. Yeah.
Okay.
25 yards?
Yeah, 25, 30 yards.
Yeah.
You pull it hand over hand, palm rotated up to the ceiling, and you're in a specific position, and you're just pulling this rope for dear life, all the way to you.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it comes down to. I mean, it feels really, at first you're like, okay, I got this, and then it's like, oh my God, I've hit the wall.
Yep.
So, and what happens is when you hit that wall, you start to see some asymmetries pop up, whether there's a lot of shift or lean on one side. You're pulling dominantly with one arm versus the other. You get both hands out and then pull with your hips rather than staying in a hinge position. So it's a really optimal position. The video, again, today that we're going to be providing, we'll go over all of the mechanics and logistics of how to do it. And then we'll also give you the weight loads and stuff that you can practice that and see. But Mike and I challenge you guys to try that out and just see how you burn out. If you guys want to take video of it and send it to us, we'll take a look at it. Or if you're here and you want us to run you through it, make sure to email us and we'll set up a slot of time to do that for free. I mean, that's what we're here for, again, just to help you guys assess your bodies, and we give you the tools and stuff because that's what our job is.
Yeah, this one is a great tool because it fatigues your body. So how does your body respond to fatigue when it's tired?
Yeah.
So it's really going to get to those weak links that your body may have.
So if you're all about the performance aspects, this is definitely for you. And actually, the two guys that we filmed in this are football players, or striving to become professional football players, or had played football at one point, right?
Yeah, they play college, so.
Yeah, exactly. So make sure to stay tuned for that video. Along with that, make sure to check out our links below us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out the Skyline Facebook. Other than that, just make sure to earn the right to lift, guys. My name is Chris.
And I'm Mike.
And that's your gym for this week.
Thank you.
Guys, I got John here. John is a member here at Sport and Health, but he is also an arena football player too. Which arena football do you play for?
I actually started off last year with the Jacksonville Sharks, and then right now I'm currently with the Triangle Torch and Raleigh.
Okay, awesome. So we're going to do our rope pull tests with John here. We're going to take him through the steps, and we're going to show you guys how to set up for the rope pull test, and then we're going to execute it and see if we notice anything with as you pull. Cool? All right, so come on over here. So go ahead, straddle up onto the rope. He's going to grab the rope to get it completely straight. Go ahead and stand up straight. Nice wide stance. So on this test, you guys want to have a sumo stance. He's going to push his hips back first and make it into a hinge, just a slight bend in his knees, and he's going to push his hips back and drop his torso so you're parallel with the ground. Good. He's also going to tuck his chin, and right here we want to maintain a nice flat back, and he's going to be pulling through here. It's going to be hand over hand, supinated, so palm rotated up to the ceiling, and just pulling in. Okay, when I say go, we're going to begin here, but he's going to be primarily focusing on pulling through the mid-back right here. Okay, and as we do this, we're looking to see if he's swaying through the hips, if he's rotating with his torso at all, any of those asymmetries that are occurring. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Keep the head down. And the key is to stay really quick in the beginning, go until you burn out, and just maintain those palms up. Good, keep it going, keep it going. Almost there. It's really quick, just keep it ballistic. Let's go, let's go. 3, 2, 1, excellent, and right there. And that's pretty much it. Right there, we got about 155-ish. Where'd you feel it?
What do you mean?
We got 155 pounds on top of it.
Okay.
Yep. Where did you predominantly feel it when you were pulling?
Well, just because I got my form straight, I started to feel it actually in my back.
Right there, right?
Yeah.
Now, towards the end, did you start to feel that go a little bit? Did you start to feel this go a little bit? Like where it wasn't engaging as much?
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of started to feel more to where I could speed up my process once I got the motion going.
Okay, cool. As far as looking back at your programming and what you've done before, when you're doing overhead pressing, do you feel, is that like one of your weaker lifts, or is that a stronger lift for you?
Overhead pressing?
Yeah.
I don't really rep it out too much.
Yeah.
Probably not one of my strongest.
The only reason why I was saying it, because when you were doing it right there, so what we saw with John's here is that his upper back started to curve just a little bit. Hips were staying pretty stable for the most part, but there was some curvature occurring through the thoracic spine.
Okay.
So when that starts to occur, you can't engage right back here as much as you were in the very beginning. So you started to fatigue really quick. It might be a muscular endurance thing, or it might be an imbalance. We didn't see a lot of rotation there. If we ran you through another one, we might see that go at one point where we start to see that which lat would be weaker for you, or which one is less stable, if that. But that's what we're looking for right there. So you felt the difference from the end to the finish, or from the beginning to the finish, right? Yeah. Awesome. And that's what we're looking for, guys. It might be just that feint on him. He's a pretty strong guy, obviously, because he plays arena football. He's pretty powerful as well. And his muscular endurance is probably okay too. But we're looking to see if his T-spine was maintaining straight or if it was curving. It was curving just a little bit at the end, but it wasn't unsafe.
So what is something I can do to strengthen that?
So something to, so working on this for sure, pulling, but a lot more supinate pulling would probably be best.
Okay.
So looking to do like, if you're doing bent over rows, really trying to get into that archetype right here where this is parallel with the ground, and then pulling in with palms rotated up, and not changing this angle. So a lot of times with bent over rows, you'll see people start to curl in, get more disengaged versus this back here. So just trying to get that more engaged through the back and then through the mid back would be a good thing for you. So just repping those out, maybe doing like slow, strict overhead presses, something of that sort.
Okay.
Cool?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah. And that's the rope pull test.